Alrighty, party peoples of the interwebs, there has been another revelation in the most recent Jeffrey Epstein document dump, and I don't understand the reluctance of some members of the Republican Party to just release it all as promised. I guess I do understand it somewhat, that it might be embarrassing for politically connected people who are probably on both the left and the right. It might be embarrassing for some donors to the Trump administration. All my personal hypothesizing, but I could understand why there is an element, even on the right, that is reluctant to release these documents, because despite the best efforts not to release them in full, to deny their existence, whatever, as more documents get released, it's more and more embarrassing for the Democrats and some key Democrat players. Now, this week, when they released a bunch, 20,000 some odd pages, and Democrats got caught in the most malicious, slanderous lie imaginable. They went with a story that had victim one's name redacted, and they were saying how Trump spent hours with victim one of Jeffrey Epstein's sex crimes.
The House Democrats just exposed Trump for being with an underage Epstein victim for hours, except they lied to you. They redacted the girl's name because it would blow up their entire story. The alleged victim, Virginia Giuffre, was crystal clear in her deposition, as well in her own self-written memoir, that President Trump did nothing wrong, was actually very friendly to her. Did you see Trump and Epstein together? No. Did he flirt with you? No. And so on.
They redacted the name so that no one would know who it was. And then it was revealed that it was actually Virginia Giuffre, who on the one hand was an employee at Mar-a-Lago, and on the other hand, under oath and in her own book, not only absolved Donald Trump of any wrongdoing, but said he was nothing but a gentleman, treated her well, unlike the criminals who abused her. They redacted that name, ran with a fake story, tried to smear Trump, and they got caught in the process. That was step one earlier this week. Today, it seems that the scoundrel of the week who has been revealed to be actively and actually colluding with Jeffrey Epstein, before he allegedly took his own life, Stacey Plaskett. Stacey Plaskett is the representative for the United States Virgin Islands, the U.S. Virgin Islands, where, oddly enough, Jeffrey Epstein had his island of criminality. And back in the day, you'll remember, she's a non-voting member. She sits on some House committees, and she was sitting on the Oversight Committee for the Weaponization of the Federal Government, wherein she ironically threatened to jail journalist Matt Taibbi for his exposing the Twitter files. This is a scoundrel woman of the highest order. And even back in the day, she's a representative for the United States Virgin Islands, where Jeffrey Epstein has his island of criminality, his proverbial pleasure island. Criminal Pleasure Island.
I takes him to Pleasure Island. He never come back as boys.
She was, back in the day, asking for financing, asking for support from Jeffrey Epstein. There's an email which I'll flash for you, in which she asks for support from Jeffrey Epstein. You may recall that when it, was revealed that Jeffrey Epstein was a sex criminal, although everybody knew that from 2008, he had donated to Plaskett. Plaskett was reluctant to reimburse the monies that Jeffrey Epstein gave her. And it was only after he was arrested again in 2019 that she reluctantly said, okay, fine. After initially refusing to reimburse the money, said, I'll donate it to a Virgin Islands charity. It's been revealed that Stacey Plaskett was literally texting with Jeffrey Epstein during a committee, an oversight committee, where she was asking questions of another scumbag of the highest order, Michael Cohen. I'll play the video at the end of this. It's absolutely insane that there were text messages between Stacey Plaskett and Jeffrey Epstein in which Jeffrey Epstein was giving information to Stacey Plaskett to ask of Michael Cohen during these hearings. And you now also might recall that there was Michael Wolff, journalist, who wrote the book after having been given access to the White House. He was actively colluding with Jeffrey Epstein. This was also revealed earlier this week to try to get blackmail material, or to try to get Jeffrey Epstein to say things about Donald Trump that might garner him political support or favors from Donald Trump if Donald Trump were to get elected. You had journalists colluding with Jeffrey Epstein to try to set up Donald Trump, and now you literally have Stacey Plaskett in February 2019, a decade after it's been known that Jeffrey Epstein is a sex criminal, texting with him during congressional hearings, and then gauging the questions that she asked of Michael Cohen based on the information that Jeffrey Epstein sex criminal who would go on to allegedly kill himself some 8 months later, was feeding that information to Stacey Plaskett. Now, I don't know what she said about this yet. Back in the day, I was saying, hey, Stacey, is this an email from you begging for financial support from Jeffrey Epstein? And now we have her literally colluding with Jeffrey Epstein in real time. And when you watch, it was the Washington Post. I mean, look, they are Washington compost through and through. Every now and again, they're forced to put something together, or they're happy to do it if it'll garner the clicks. And they put 2 and 2 together here. These text messages based on the date, they're like, at that very time and date, Stacey Plaskett was in a hearing asking questions of Michael Cohen with the information given to her by text message from Jeffrey Epstein during those hearings. Criminals of the highest order reveal it all. There will be some embarrassment, undoubtedly. But the damage that this is causing to the GOP, to Trump's base, to MAGA, to the Republicans, to the movement, to the revolution is immeasurable at this point. You've got now infighting and heavy infighting, although it's on the outside, so I guess it's outfighting now, between Trump, Massey, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Just last night, today, don't exactly know when the Truth Post came down, Trump basically saying he's going to primary Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene taking to Twitter to share her responses to Donald Trump, saying these issues are important to the people. I put out a tweet basically saying when Trump won in 2024, it was as a result of the left, Democrats, demonizing RFK Jr., demonizing Tulsi Gabbard, pushing them out of the party with their sizable base, and that resulting coalition with Donald Trump that won the 2024 election, the miracle that was that Donald Trump survived to even remain as the candidate. That's how you win elections. You know how you lose elections? By doing exactly what the Democrats did, which is fracture the base, force out your prominent populist candidates, and have infighting to the point where the people you force out either take their crowd with them and out of the movement or into another movement. This is bad all around, and I'm not pointing fingers one way or the other. People are going to say the buck stops with the president. He's a deal maker. This is not necessarily how you make the best deal or even any deal at all. Bottom line, it takes 2 to tango, it takes 2 to fight, and so everyone is equally to blame, partially to blame. Fighting should be done behind closed doors. You should criticize your enemies publicly and criticize your friends privately, because this is serving absolutely no good, and at least part of it is based in the Epstein files, which has been a debacle, an unnecessary fumble, the biggest unforced error of the Trump administration, possibly of both terms, but certainly of the first term. And for whatever reason, the more documents that come out in the Epstein files, the more it reveals the Democrats to be the scumbag criminals that they are. A lot of people are going to be caught up with this, no doubt. But my goodness, the glory, the beauty of Stacey Plaskett sitting there during a congressional hearing, texting a sex offender, a pervert, pedo, human trafficker, getting intel from him so that she can then go to the other criminal in the room, Michael Cohen, and then ask him the questions based on the intel she just got from Jeffrey Epstein. After having taken his money, refused to give it back, only given it back begrudgingly later on in 2019. It's amazing. It's glorious. By the way, if you like what I do, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications. The amazing thing is whenever you talk about Epstein on CommuTube, it's amazing how there's some algorithmic suppression. They don't want people talking about it. They don't want people revealing what that file reveals. So make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification, drop a comment in the comment section below, share my channel with someone who you think would like it and with someone who you know would not. Exercise, eat healthy, sunlight, talk to people in real life, and now you know you're vlogger. Peace out, peeps. Booyah!
Obama was president of the United States. And while we were once driving through a struggling neighborhood in Chicago, he commented that only black people could live that way. Attorney-client privilege, yes, I will turn it over.
You, as my friend Mr. Meadows pointed out, misled this committee even today in a written submission that contradicted your testimony. You have suggested you are going to review that. Are you going to review it in our next break to correct the record, yes or no?
Yes.
Question, you helped out the president's campaign or were involved in the campaign as a representative, as a spokesman, even in your words today. It was your idea for the campaign dating back to 2011. Is that accurate, yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Weisenberg and other individuals, Ms. Rona. Who are those individuals? Are they with the Trump Organization?
They
and
are.
Are there other people that we should be meeting with?
So Alan Weisselberg is the chief financial officer.
Uh-huh.
The
You got to
Trump
quickly give us
Organization.
as many names as you can so we can get to them.
Yes, ma'am.
As Ms. Rona, what is Ms. Rona's position?
Rona Graff is the Mr. Trump's executive assistant.
And would she be able to corroborate many of the statements that you've made here?
Yes, her office is directly next to his, and she's involved in a lot that went on.